Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is a video that I've been wanting to make for quite some time, and it's about my journey of getting braces. If you've watched my videos for any length of time, there was a period, my older videos, some of them are private, some older videos where I had my old grill and I had tons of gaps all throughout my smile, which wasn't a huge deal, but it was something that did always bother me. And I thought about going to get braces when I was younger. Went to the dentist years ago. This is 20 plus years ago, and had like a consultation to do traditional wire braces. And it was basically they talked me out of it. They said your smile it looks good. I don't need braces. My spaces they look evenly, and there weren't any structural issues with my smile or mouth. So I just kind of moved away from that idea. But years later, it kind of popped back up where my brother, who always had a gap in the middle of his teeth, when he was in the military, he got braces. He did I think it was like this, one of the companies. You got Smile Direct, you got Invisalign, and some other companies. But essentially, what they do is they get you some braces. And he went through the whole process, and he liked it. And he was like, "Bro, just do it. Nobody's gonna really care that much. It's not gonna make that big of a difference." And he says, if I'm being honest with you, half the people that you probably won't even know that you got them done or did anything to your smile. So if you want to do it, if you don't, but he was like, I strongly suggest you do it. I don't regret doing it. And I got the same thing from my cousin who already had a pretty good smile, but he just wanted to improve it and straighten up some teeth. And he went through it, and they both had really good results. Now, this video, I waited so long to actually record this, and the company that I use was Smile Direct. Now, disclaimer, Smile Direct has gone, I want to say, I know they filed bankruptcy because I remember watching their stock and it was kind of a weird situation. It just plummeted when they announced. So because they were a publicly traded company, but I use Smile Direct, and they are a business now.
It's all God.
So I know they still have Invisalign, which is slightly different, but kind of the same concept. So let's see. So I got a bit of a framework just so I'm not jumping all over the place with this video. But why I decided to get braces, told you about it. It was something that I always wanted to do. I had worked for myself as an entrepreneur for 5 or 6 years doing things like doing some e-commerce, doing some online sales, particularly on Etsy. I used to sell on eBay years ago, but I really focused last few years on Etsy, doing print on demand and things like that. And then I was doing some house flipping and doing some things as far as real estate, working as an agent, mostly as listing agent, and then doing some wholesaling and also doing some a few flips here and there, buying off market deals. But I started work, and I went back to work where I had health insurance, and that was one of the things that my health insurance covered was orthodontics. They cover orthodontics, and so there was money set aside. I want to say my insurance covered up to maybe $2,000 for orthodontics, and I'm like, well, why not? I don't have to pay for it, so it was something that I always wanted to do, and so I decided to go ahead and do it. And so definitely decided to go with the Invisalign or the Smile Direct. I'm just going to call it Invisalign because that's kind of like Kleenex. You know what I'm saying? Nobody says, can you hand me a facial tissue? They say, hand me a Kleenex. Or do you have any lip balm? Nobody says lip balm. They just say, you got some chapstick I can use. You guys sell chapstick. So I'm just going to, for all intents and purposes for this video, I'm just going to refer to my invisible braces or clear braces as Invisalign. Sue me. So I decided to go with Invisalign versus the traditional braces because, and I did speak to a dentist again to get a little bit of information. And then also, obviously, I went on YouTube and looked at a bunch of different videos of many different people that have gone through the whole process. I'm wearing the retainer, or right now, I have on this aligner. I want to say I'm my 7th aligner, my 6th week aligner. I was supposed to wear for 2 weeks and switch it, but man, I had some pain switching the retainers, and I had some work where I had to travel, and I really didn't want to wrestle with it, so I was putting it off for a few days. So I have to go inside the app and adjust my aligner date so that it can just update the timeline. But I just switched over. It's a little painful, not as bad as I would have thought, but I took a few Motrins the night before just so I could mitigate some of that pain, but it's coming along. I haven't done a lot of review videos for Smile Direct, but this is maybe a month, 1.5, almost 2 months out of 6. So there you go. And the biggest reason I decided to go with Invisalign, or the invisible braces, was the time. The timeline was a lot faster than traditional braces. And then with my workload, in order to, with traditional braces, in order to go through the process, you have to go in regularly to get your braces tightened, and in order to shift your teeth. So you have to schedule appointments with the dentist or the orthodontist to go in, and to actually, you have to physically go in and have your braces tightened once a month, I think, and you have to wear rubber bands. That was not appealing to me because I'm a father of 3. I got a full-time job. I don't really, and then also I relocated for work, so I really didn't have a dedicated dentist, or really wasn't familiar with the area. So I wasn't really trying to go through the process of going to a dentist every month to get my braces tightened. Whereas with Invisalign or Smile Direct, what you do is it's all from home. I think they do have pop-up shops throughout the country. Smile Direct did, where you could go and get your molds and get some treatment in person, but for the most part it's all from home. So what they did is they sent you a box with putty that you mix together. And if I recorded a lot of these videos because I wanted to post this video, but whatever photos or videos that I have, I'll include them in this video. But what you do is you take the putty and you mix it together, you work it together, and then it's basically, you create a mold of your lowers and your uppers, and you do three of the bottom, 3 of the top, and they want you to do several of them just so they can do a really good mold as they're creating your aligners or your trays, whatever you call it, aligners or trays. This is what you're wearing throughout the process of your orthodontic treatment. And so you send those back. They have you also take photos of your mouth. So you have a bunch of photos of your lower bite, you have some photos of your upper bite from the side, and a lot of different photos. And you send those off, and they will send you a box for your treatment, and you don't need to go anywhere else. And with the box, you have all the aligners, and so they have a schedule within an app, and so it just reminds you, worn this for 2 weeks, you need to go to week 13, week 14, and it's really convenient, really easy. I was really impressed with the entire process. I'm surprised that they went under. I don't know if it was poor management or maybe they just wasn't making money, but for me, the experience was really great, and I would recommend aligners to anybody that's looking to do that, because just as far as the amount that you pay, it's a lot cheaper than orthodontics. Again, because you're not going to a dentist, you're not booking out people's actual time. It's all done remotely, and the customer service for me was really good as well. The customer service was really good. If you had issues with the fit of the aligners, because I kid you not, it was kind of a brutal experience for me. I had never experienced that amount of pain. I remember watching YouTube video after YouTube video of different people, and they have a whole progression about how they went through the whole thing and different tips, how to ice their mouth, foods to avoid the day after you switch your liners, because that pain is brutal. When you switch your liners, the very first one is raw as pain. It's sensitive to the touch, because essentially what you're doing is you're moving your mouth and you're shifting your teeth, and it's, for me, it was a new pain, and I have a high pain tolerance, but I kid you not, it was brutal. There was shifting your mouth essentially. So I watched a lot of videos, and I was familiar with the type of foods. You want to stick with soft foods. There was a couple days where I didn't want to take the aligners out once I got them in, and I would just brush my teeth. Don't judge me. I wouldn't brush my teeth in the morning. I would let them set as long as possible and then take them out, brush my teeth, eat really quick, brush them, and then put them back in. The idea for me was I was just trying to limit the amount of time that I take them out, because the first day or two, your teeth are still shifting, and it takes maybe 3-4 days for them to actually get settled in the new aligner and the new tray. And then after 3-4 days in, you could take them out, and it's like, all right, it's good to go. It's still painful getting it in, a little sensitive, but it's never as bad as like the first day or two of putting them jokers in. It was raw. There was some blood involved as well around the gum line, my gums. There was some tissue around my teeth that kind of went away. It's crazy, but it was worth it. I don't want to get too graphic. I don't even know if I have any of those videos, but it was definitely graphic. My wife, she even considered doing the aligners because her orthodontics is covered. She was like, nah, after seeing that amount of pain that you went through, I'm good. I'm so good. So the experience so far, I still sleep with a retainer every night. So that's kind of the thing. If you wear your braces, whether you wear the traditional metal braces or the aligners, I believe you're always going to need to wear a retainer because your teeth will always shift. Even while you're wearing the aligners, they shift once you take them out. So you don't want to be without them too long. Essentially, you want to be wearing them all the time as if they were metal braces. But even after you're done with your treatment, and I want to say my treatment was like, sheesh, I could be wrong, but I want to say maybe 6 or 7 months, which it was legit because I talk to people all the time with metal braces. I see them now. I say, hey, keep fighting a good fight. I've been there. I know how you feel. And some of these jokers wear them for like 2-3 years. And so you have to go in and get them tightened all the time. Yo, that's for the birds. So even the timeline of these traditional or non-traditional braces, the aligners, is so much better. It's more affordable. That your timeline is shortened, and then also I actually like the look of braces. You know what I mean? As weird as that sounds, like they don't bother me, but some people don't like the look of them, and especially if you're older like me. I'm not a teenager. So if you're younger, it's more commonplace to see young folks with braces. But if you're older in a career, in a professional setting, you probably ain't trying to walk around with metal braces. So there is also a pro of wearing the non-traditional braces, the aligners, because it's clear you have to get up on top of somebody to see that they have them in. And my speech was kind of off, you know what I mean? Because you're talking with hard plastic over your teeth. So it took a little adjustment there. I used to cut my mouth. That's also a tip too. If you're considering doing the braces, I used to get I bought like Dremel off of Amazon, or you can get it from anywhere, like hardware store. And if you don't know what a Dremel is, basically it's just like I just use a tool to file down the inside of the braces, because that hard plastic will cut into my gums, and that shit was brutal. I kid you not. So having something where you can file it down, or there were some times where I would wrestle 10-15 minutes to try to get them in. And once I got them in, it would be painful. So I have to take them out and clip the edges so they wouldn't cut into my mouth. And I'm making it sound is really bad. It was painful, but it was worth it. You can see my smile now. It's pretty cool. Before and after is really where you see the difference. Now I'm kind of used to the look. It did shift my jawline a little bit, but I'm not really tripping. What are some tips considering? I would say if you're considering doing the braces, I say go for it. Make sure that your insurance covers it. If you're not paying out of pocket, make sure your insurance is covering it for you. And that was pretty easy. I'm still actually working with, this is almost 3 years later, I'm still working to get reimbursed for my insurance. I paid it out of pocket and then I just sent in a claim. And I think they're trying to finesse me, my insurance company. I'm not even going to talk about my dental insurance. They denied me twice, but I've talked to them in chat, and my wife has talked to them via chat, and they're going to run the check. So I'm not even really concerned. I'll get the bag and it'll be nice, but just make sure your insurance covers it in advance, and so they don't try to finesse you. But it's covered by insurance, orthodontics, and I'm happy about it. Just do your research. Go online, look at the company, look at this video, look at some other people's videos, and see what their experience is with the whole dentistry, doing the orthodontics. Like I said, Smile Direct is done. Maybe they're gonna switch and do I don't know how companies do. They shut the doors and rebrand and come out in a different company name. So maybe they've already done that. I don't know. But my experience with Smile Direct was really awesome. It was really straightforward. I did the aligners. They sent me the molds. I made the molds. I sent it back. That took maybe 2 to 3 weeks. And that was before the holiday. And I got them at the beginning of the new year. And basically I had my aligners in like mid-January, and I want to say towards June, I had those jokers off, and I was like skinning. I got my teeth whitened at that time, and so couldn't stop me smiling. I was licking my teeth all the time. And funny side note is I wasn't exactly sure if I wanted to go through with the braces, and this was while I was doing the whole research phase. And I actually did the removable aligners, or what do you call them, veneers. I saw like ad on Instagram or YouTube like a couple years ago, and I knew about veneers, but like I saw some ad where you can get like some pop-in veneers, and I liked them, but like my wife and my kids, they used to clown me on them, and like they're like big chiclets, and for me, it was plastic, and they thought they looked alright, but they hated it because like it made me talk really weird with like a crazy lisp. It was kind of goofy looking back, and especially some of these pictures now, you know what I mean? When I had those big old snap in ones, and they were expensive too. They were like, I'm almost embarrassed to say how much I spent on it. It was like $800. And two things that really messed me up when I was like, you know what, I'm done with this. I do the braces. But part of it was I wanted to see what I looked like with the actual perfect smile, but like a Hollywood smile or whatever. And I liked the way I looked, but it was a little goofy to wear those little pop-in aligners. But it was funny though, because like I would meet people that I didn't know and just met for the first time, and I had those in, and then like I'd have to take them out to eat because you couldn't eat with those removable aligners or removable veneers. You couldn't eat with them, and so you have to take them out and eat and then pop them back in, and it was just weird for folks. They just thought that was your real smile, and then they see them without it. It's like, oh, okay, that's different. One time, what really broke the thing for me is like I took them out one time. I took the kids to McDonald's, and I took out those veneers. I put them in my pocket, and I forgot I had them in my pocket, and like snapped. And so like I was just basically without them. So it was just weird to like get around with like my gaps. Like these veneers out in public. So you're thinking about doing the removable veneers, I would just say that you could do it for like something like that. If you get like cheap ones, or not worth it. If you're gonna do it, just go ahead and do like the actual braces and be done with it. It doesn't take a lot of time to get them ordered and get them in your hands, and then also it doesn't take a lot of time to actually go through the entire treatment. And like would do it again if I had the opportunity. Call to action. Would say if you were considering like whether you're doing the traditional ones or like the clear aligners, I would say go for it. It's worth it. The way technology is these days, just make everything easy. You don't even have to go in to the doctor's office, and if you need that, or dentist's office, and if you need to make changes to your aligners, most of the customer service is really good. You can talk to them via chat or over the phone. They can send you new modes to get them adjusted, to get them refitted for you. It's really easy and expedited, so I think it's good. And it's 2025 now, and new year, that's what I'm telling everybody. So new you in 2025, so go ahead and get those braces. Again, I try to clip as many videos and images to kind of get a visual of it all. And if you got any questions about my whole experience, I just kind of did a dump, so there's a lot that I probably left out. But if you are interested and you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I love to talk to you about it. And serious, maybe I could try to find some a company, or see if Smile Direct or another company it will be a good one to try, because again, it's like the thing that people see. It's a lot of value to invest in yourself. So if you're thinking or think it might be weird to go through with it, it's like your personal brand, just how you interact with the world, and having a nice smile. For me, at least, having a nice smile makes me feel better about myself, and it makes me want to smile more. And the way to interact with people is with the smile, first thing that people see. So if you got the ability to go through it, I say go ahead and ball out, get your grill right. So that's all I got, man. I appreciate you tuning in, and best of luck with your journey, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.